and welcome to another captivating episode of Truth Matters. I am your host, Michelle, and in this episode, we're diving into the sensitive yet rarely discussed topic of spiritual abuse in the church. While churches are meant to serve as sources of hope, light, and spiritual nourishment, some folks in positions of power take advantage of their roles, perpetrating manipulative and damaging acts such as emotional coercion and spiritual control. Our teacher, Frank Thomas, takes center stage to explore the various forms of spiritual abuse, its harrowing impact on victims, and effective ways of redressing this menace within the church. As we dissect and shed light on this critical yet overlooked issue, our goal is the promoting of healing, compassion, and healthy spiritual environments within our church communities. So, without further ado, here's Frank.
The unspoken subject of spiritual abuse within the church. The practice of spiritual abuse within the church is an important yet often unspoken subject that has gained attention from various individuals who have experienced or witnessed its effects. Notably, figures such as David Hincke, Margaret Colby, David Johnson have shed light on this issue, drawing attention to the need for awareness and understanding. Spiritual abuse refers to the misuse of religious authority and power within a faith community, resulting in manipulation, control, authoritarianism, authoritative leadership, shaming tactics, isolation, and the exploitation of perceived vulnerability. All that to say, some people know how to push other people's buttons. Let's recognize the abuse. Acknowledge that you may be experiencing spiritual abuse and validate your feelings and experiences. Educate yourself. Learn about spiritual abuse, its signs, and its effects. This knowledge can help you understand your situation and make informed decisions. While the Bible is often regarded as a source of spiritual guidance, it also provides insight into the issue of spiritual abuse. Several biblical passages highlight the importance of nurturing healthy and caring spiritual communities while cautioning against practices that can lead to abuse. Scripture passages as Hebrews, the 12th chapter, verse 11, which emphasizes the importance of discipline that yields peaceful and righteous fruit, while Hebrews 13:7 encourages believers to remember and honor your leaders as they lead you in your walk with Christ. But then there's James, the 5th chapter, verses 1-6, which serves as a warning against the misuse of wealth and power, emphasizing the need for fair treatment of others. Furthermore, Matthew 23rd chapter, verses 1-39, exposes the hypocrisy of religious leaders, condemning their abuse of authority and emphasizing the importance of humility and service. In Matthew 20th chapter, verses 20-28, Jesus teaches disciples about servant leadership, challenging them to reject practices of dominance and control. 2 Corinthians, the 6th chapter, verse 11, and the 4th chapter, verses 1 through 4, encourages believers to embrace a spirit of openness and transparency, rejecting manipulative and deceitful practices. Acts, the 20th chapter, recounts Paul's warning to the Ephesian elders about the rise of false shepherds who seek to exploit and deceive. Additionally, 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 7, urges believers to cast their anxieties on God rather than being burdened by manipulative leaders. Timothy, the 4th chapter, verses 1 through 4, warns of the dangers of false teachings and describes how people will turn away from sound doctrine due to their own desires. Jeremiah, the 23rd chapter, verses 1 through 4, reflect on the responsibility of shepherds and their accountability to God for the well-being of the flock. By discussing the subject of spiritual abuse within the context of these biblical passages, we can gain a deeper understanding of the importance of addressing and preventing such practices within the church body. It is crucial to foster environments that prioritize love, respect, and the promotion of spiritual growth while actively rejecting any form of manipulation or harm. It is always a good idea to establish boundaries, to set clear boundaries with the abusive individuals or the toxic environment. This may include limiting or cutting off contact, distancing yourself, or seeking a safer spiritual community. Although you'll never find the perfect church, you may consider leaving the one that mistreats you, as we have just read. That's just not biblical. God's church is not a club. Prioritize self-care. Focus on your physical, mental, and emotional well-being, and add activities that promote healing, self-reflection, and personal growth. Practice spiritual discernment. Cultivate a discerning spirit by studying the Bible and developing a personal relationship with others who really seek God's guidance and wisdom. Distinguishing true spiritual teachings from manipulative or abusive ones. Remember, all that glitters is not gold. And I'm not just talking about money. Through prayer and Bible study, believers can develop discernment and wisdom to recognize and navigate potential spiritual abuse situations. Spirit-led Bible study and prayer opens doors for revelation, spiritual insight, and a deeper understanding of God's will and His character.
Thanks for joining us on Truth Matters. where the most fascinating biblical topics come to life. Your support and engagement mean everything to us. If you enjoyed today's presentation, share it with friends and family and create an exciting conversation. Stay tuned for our upcoming episodes that promise to be insightful and thought-provoking. Thanks again for being a part of Truth Matters.